Wine as a business. What you need to know about the wine business. The winemaking business is attractive, refined, but not simple. It requires investments, money, time, patience and knowledge. At the same time, the profitability is good. The payback is 2 to 3 years. Wine as a business is a promising idea for those who are not afraid of difficulties. Features of the winery as a business. There are 7 wine growing zones in Russia. Altogether they occupy an area of 100,000 hectares. Each owner of vineyards builds a business on wine, depending on the variety of berries. All of them have great potential and are delivered to different parts of the country. Some copies have been awarded international titles. Wine production is a profitable business, as the numbers show. According to Finexpertise, 2 liters of fragrant alcohol are consumed per year, and every drinking Russian buys 1 bottle per month. The Russian Federation ranks 6th in the world in terms of wine consumption and 12 in production. Exports in 2021 increased by 30%. In 2022, retail prices will increase by 25%. The authorities plan to increase the area of vineyards by 35% by 2030. Features of the winery as a business. What do you need to open a wine production? The success of a wine business depends on many factors: the quality of the grapes, the technology for preparing the drink, the choice of premises, the high-tech equipment and the experience of the workforce. More about all this. What documents are needed to open? Winemaking as a business requires official registration. Production and sale is impossible without the registration of an individual entrepreneur or LLC. The first option is optimal for those who build a business on homemade wine. The second one is for companies with large-scale product turnover. It is required to choose a taxation system. In this case, a simplified system for paying mandatory taxes and fees is suitable. The work is carried out in accordance with the entry in the state register and the conclusion from Sanpin. All goods that will be subject to trade must be certified. It proves the quality of the drink. Production room. The business plan of your business affects the choice of premises where the wine will be produced and stored. The best place is a factory or one workshop dedicated to alcohol. If mass production is planned, processing lines will be required. You can't do without a warehouse and a location for bottling products, storing finished wine, raw materials and related materials. If a wine cellar is the basis of an elite branded business, you need a cellar. The area of the premises depends on ambitions and turnover. The office and the place of processing can be located in different places. It is permissible to conclude contracts with suppliers and customers both in the city center and on the outskirts. Production room. Wine production equipment. Vinoteca is a costly business. Most of the expenses are for the purchase of equipment. What is needed? Grape pneumatic press. A mezgopriemnik for already crushed berries. Crusher for grapes. Conveyor. Filter press. In addition to tools, a labeling applicator, a bottle capping machine and a filling machine are purchased. This set is necessary for all entrepreneurs, regardless of whether they plan to build a business on bottling wine or bottling products. Personnel and personnel. If a businessman plans to produce and sell wine on an industrial scale, then highly qualified personnel will be required. The costs of finding them and paying wages are recommended to be included in the business development plan. The number of employees involved depends on the size of the company and the planned turnover. Beginners start with medium production. Then administration specialists, technologists, workers for all stages of creating drinks, service personnel are required. Personnel and personnel. Organization of production processes. A businessman can grow grapes on his own or buy raw materials in bulk, but in the first case, you need to understand the features of cultivating the land and caring for the plant. The second is to find a reliable supplier. The recipe can be any: classic, authors, family, or innovative. It is acceptable to produce fortified drinks, but then you cannot do without alcohol. The preparation uses special alcohol, which is purchased only from state-owned enterprises. Next, OKVED codes are selected, which are indicated when registering a business. Mandatory combinations for all entrepreneurs. 74. 82 is packaging without processing. 15. 93 food production. 51. 34. 21 bottling of wine. This set is enough to start producing ordinary, table, sparkling or sparkling wines. Sales of products. The success of a wine-selling business depends on such a factor as the presence of buyers or individuals who are ready to enter into a mutually beneficial relationship. It is best to sign a contract for constant supply with stores. It is important to set an affordable price. The market is oversaturated with wineries, specialized stores, well-known companies. The low price will help attract the first buyers. If you plan to sell your own wine, you still need to certify the goods. Selling without documents is punishable by law. You can do without problems and sell products in ordinary markets under the name home drinks. Sales of products. How much money do you need to open? Only experienced entrepreneurs will agree to the creation of large-scale production. Opening such a business requires investments of up to 100 million rubles. To open a small business on wine, less funds are required. Registration of activities 20,000 rubles. Equipment 2 million rubles. Advertising 30,000 rubles. Website creation 25,000 rubles. Purchase of raw materials 1 million rubles. How much can you earn on wine? It will be possible to receive real income a year after the opening of the winery, taking into account the fact that the drink must stand and win before being sold. The average profitability of a small seller is about 1 million rubles. The initial investment pays off after 3 years, but the calculations are approximate and much depends on the turnover and quality of drinks. Costs can be reduced by buying used equipment and saving on labor costs. Income can be increased by organizing tours of the winery. How much can you earn on wine? Possible risks. The main risk of wine business is high competition. It is difficult to take your place in the market or stay in a leading position. Wine academician Leonid Faddeev claims that starting to make a tart drink now is the best decision than 8 or 10 years ago. There are several reasons. The state issues a subsidy for the purchase of land for vineyards. Sanctions increased interest in Russian drinks. Demand for wine has not